Welcome students, fine good morning. On behalf of Department of Microbiology, I welcome you all for the third semester of BSc Degree Microbiology, and this semester we are going to study about cell biology. So cell biology is a thing which might you have studied from your school itself. So cell biology is study of cell, its biology, its structure, its function, its morphology and everything. So coming to the cell, so we all know that cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all living organisms. So without cell there is no life. In cell biology we are going to study about the cell, their organelles, their functions, its associated metabolism, physiological role, everything. So cell biology is a very interesting subject for life science. Without cell we cannot understand any concept in the cell biology. So in cell biology, we are going to study about different types of cells, their function. So each and every living organism has a unique cell. So starting from the simple prokaryotic cell to complex multicellular human cells, each and every organism is having a unique cell. Because of their unique structure, they may have different functions. So for example, nerve cells. In the case of nerve cells, it is neuron and it is used for signal transduction. This can be possible only because of the nerve cells. Whereas in the case of muscle cells, it is highly applicable for relaxation and contraction. And in the case of liver cells, it is for active metabolism. It contains a lot of active metabolic enzymes. So each and every cell in the world is having a unique structure. So in the smaller classes, you might have studied that cell combine together to form tissues, tissues combine together to form organs, organ system, organism. So in this cell biology, we are going to study the basic concepts of cellular structure and function. So coming to the cell types. So cell types, we can categorize the cell types into two different types, prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. And coming to the simple prokaryotic cell, it doesn't have a well-defined nucleus. It might have a cell wall in the case of bacteria. It has an area of cytoplasm in which all the functions of metabolism will take place. In addition to this, it may have some pili and flagella. So here we can see the structure of a simple prokaryotic cell. And coming to the eukaryotic cell, the main important categories of eukaryotic cells are fungal cell, algal cell, plant cell, animal cells. Eukaryotic cell means a cell which is having a true nucleus. Eu means true and karyo means nucleus. So it may have a well-defined nucleus with a nuclear membrane. The cytoplasm may have a lot of organelles like mitochondria, Golgi plasm, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, nucleolus, DNA. So these are the different cell types. All these things you will study in detail in the next coming classes. So what is the use of studying cell biology? So what is its significance? What is the need as a microbiologist? What is the need to study cell biology? So by knowing the cell biology, so as I already mentioned earlier, cell decides the property of a life. So whenever we are learning a lot of things about cell biology, it helps us to understand the living mechanism. For example, if you know about the cell regulation, cell growth regulation, we can know about the cancer, the reason for cancer, and we can completely eradicate cancer if we know the detailed mechanism how the cell cycle is regulated. Because in the case of cancer, the tumors are formed due to uncontrolled cell growth. So even though cell biology is a vast area, most of the mechanisms are still a mysterious one, particularly the cell growth regulation. So we have to know a lot about these things. So coming to the importance, cell biology first, it helps us to understand the evolution. So evolutionary happenings from the initial bacteria to the higher human organisms. What are the different changes? So you might have heard that initially mitochondria is a single unicellular organisms, and due to some endosymbiotic relationship, it entered into the eukaryotic cell and it permanently made its life inside the eukaryotic cell Now it became a permanent organelle of eukaryotic cell. So understanding cell biology helps to know in detail about the each and every step that happened during the evolutionary change. And another important thing of cell biology is we can know know the pathophysiology of different diseases, starting from bacterial diseases, metabolic diseases like diabetes, and cancer. Particularly, cancer plays an important role. Cancer is having a lot of relationship with cell biology. And nowadays we are in a pandemic era, corona pandemic era. So if we know something about the viral coronavirus multiplication, if we know the mechanism, how the virus infects the living organism, we can stop the disease by killing the important mechanism which supports the growth of the virus. So studying cell biology helps to solve a lot of problems for the living organisms. So we can design a drug. So if we know the detail about the spike protein, if we know about the gene involved in regulating the growth of spike protein in coronavirus, we can design a specific drug which kills the spike protein and it eradicates the virus. Another important thing is we can also use the cell structure, cell physiology to extract the significant compound from a cell. For example, antibiotics. So a lot of antibiotics plays an important role in medical biology. So if we know the mechanism of extracting the compound from the cell, we can use it for a significant purpose. Not only antibiotics, a lot of compounds like citric acid we can extract from a bacteria, and a lot of important enzymes which is having a significant role in industries we can extract from the bacteria or fungi or whatever may be the living organism. We should know some background concepts regarding the cell. So thus studying cell biology helps to understand all the basic mechanism behind the life. So cell biology lies the basic background of all life sciences. So next. So in this chapter, cell biology, in the third semester, you are going to study the cell biology in 5 different units. In the first unit, we are going to study about the types of cell, prokaryotic, eukaryotic, plant cell, animal cell, their structure, the chemical composition inside the cell, and the structure of plasma membrane, the different models of plasma membrane, and their functions. In unit 2, we are going to deal about the cytoplasm, in which all the organelles are located, the physical properties, chemical properties and biological properties of cytoplasm. Nucleus, the very important heart spot of a cell is nucleus, and we are going to study the heart of the cell, nucleus, and the component of the nucleus is nothing but the chromosomes. We are going to study about the structure of chromosomes, types of chromosome that exist between the nucleus. And next in unit 3rd and 4, we are going to study about the different types of organelles that exist inside the cells, just like mitochondria, Golgi body, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, plastids, etc. In all these things, we can understand the structure of cell organelles, their function. In the last unit, we are going to study how the cell growth is regulated, how it gets multiplied. That is the cell cycle. We are going to concentrate about the 2 divisions, mitosis, meiosis. And another important one is G protein, which plays an important role in maintaining the function of living organism. And we are going to study about these also in this unit 5. And another important concept, the signal transduction, the types of signal transduction. All these concepts we are going to study in this course. So after this, we can see some basic questions in cell biology. So let us conclude the class by understanding some questions. The first question is, the cell term is not applicable. So we know we are having there are a lot of living organisms in the earth. The cell term is not applicable to an important organism named virus. So since virus cannot be defined as a single living organism, the cell, you can say it is a bacterial cell, fungal cell, plant cell, virus, but we cannot say it as a viral cell. So the cell term is not applicable to the virus. Next question. The glycoprotein present in the cell wall of bacteria. So cell wall is present in bacteria, fungi and plant. The important glycoprotein present in the cell wall of bacteria is, yes, it's peptidoglycan. Next, the third question is fungal cell wall. So fungal cell wall, the bacterial cell wall contains peptidoglycan. The component of fungal cell wall is chitin. It is also a polysaccharide. It is a heteropolysaccharide. Next question. Plant cell wall. So the important component of plant cell wall is cellulose. So you might have studied. Next question. The cell excluding cell wall. Without cell wall, we can call the cell as a protoplast. So these are some basic things. So before going to cell biology, you should understand about a lot of terminologies. You just make a revision about the cell biology books. You just download some e-books and you learn some terminologies, and these terminologies will help us to understand the forthcoming topics in cell biology. That's all about introduction. And next class we shall see about the cytoplasm, their structure, their functions, etc. Thank you, students. Thank you for your patience listening. Thank you.